Hello, let's do Wordle for Wednesday, March 11th. Yesterday we spun the wheel and it said to start with Harry. All right, I was going to say all gray, but we do have a Y at the end, which is already a bit trappy. Words ending in Y. Let's go for common letters for a second guess. I don't like. I think straying away too far from common letters isn't great, even if you think you might be trapped. So obviously I want an E maybe. The vowel isn't as important, but we do need to end in Y. So what's gonna like work the best here? Maybe there's like an NTY word. Is there ENTY? Feels like there should be a word like this, but actually I'm not seeing it. Denty? Punty? Ponty? Or is there like a TEN something Y word? Tendy? Chicken tendy? Tenty? I don't see something. What about using the L? What if we just put an L second? Is that even gonna work? LE something Y. It just, there's not enough room between that E and the Y, it feels like. I could do ETTY, but I don't know if doubling up a letter right now is a good idea. Maybe ST. Like I'd love to do like something like story, but there's no R. We could do stony. Let's do stony. Okay. Finally found something. Sorry about that. There is a T, so we will try double T then. So why don't we just go for petty, which imagine if it was just that. All right. Oh, interesting. So we learned that there is only one T and it doesn't go in either of those spots. So it is TE something something Y. What's left for that? Techie? No. Teddy? Like a teddy bear? Maybe. Let's see what else there is. I don't think telly is a word. Like television? Telly? Let's hold off on that. Tezid. Okay, as far as I can tell, if it's a double letter, Teddy or Telly. Maybe. Both are maybes. So, what about another E? Teamy? Tiki? Tiffy. Show me your Tiffies. I'm not seeing EE that way. What about EY this way? That doesn't look good, does it? All right, so I don't think it's that. What about a U? Not there. I don't think it's there either. Two consonants next to each other. What can I do? Maybe, see, I don't want to go Teddy, Telly, and then neither of those are good, and I don't know anything about the word on guess 6. We're a little bit in danger here, even though it doesn't seem like it. I'm just not seeing anything else. So is it really just those two? I have to be very confident if I think it's one of those two. Tem. Okay, I'm going to type each letter. Q, no. W. I don't think so. We tried double E already. Healy, TD. CD is a word, but I don't know about TD. TP is a word, but that doesn't end in Y. Okay, we can't repeat the T. What about a Y here? Nah, that's no good. U here or here, we tried. I just don't think it works. All right, Teddy works. Anything else Ted-wise? I just don't think like Tedgy's a word. All right, Tef. There's just not a lot of opportunity to do double letters, which is interesting. Teg, Tej, Tech, Telly, Tell Me, Telg, Teldy, Tez, no, Tex, Tech. All right. I'm going to go Teddy. All right. Well, I didn't have to worry. We'll check with the bot, of course, as we always do, to see if I missed anything. But I feel like I was down to Teddy and maybe Telly. All right. Before we do anything else, let's spin the wheel and see what tomorrow's starting word will be. We've got duets, suggested by Drifting Shade. So if you'd like to follow along tomorrow, we'll be starting with duets. All right, let's do some analysis here because I am curious. I know I spent a long time on that, but I felt like it was worth it. All right, start with Stony. 182 words left. It says Baldy is the best follow-up. Stony is... Oh, sorry, I did not start with Stony. I started with Harry. Sorry, the answer was... I completely messed that up. The answer was Teddy, and I started with Harry. And lefty is the only way to avoid losing on some kind of ending in Y word. Interesting. To completely avoid losing, obviously. I did not do lefty. I did Stony, which is not in the list. Oops, Stony. It says it would have lost on jolly, musty, and lusty. Interesting. But with that yellow T, we're fine. We're already down to 11 words. And I did petty, which is actually tied for first there. Teddy was the only word left. It would have accepted Telly. So yeah, that was literally it. So I was right, though I didn't miss anything. It would have only accepted those two. From Harry, it would have done lefty. And from lefty, we're down to Teddy or teeny. So a 3 or a 4. It likes to start with tails. We go from tails, we go trite. Check that double T. And then Teddy is tied for first, so we could get a 3. Otherwise, we're guaranteed a 4 with teeny Teddy. That's going to be familiar. Steel, same letters, different positions. With that ENT, it still tests the double T, but this time with tighter. And then again, straight to Teddy, or we could do something like tempo and then Teddy, or time and then Teddy. All right. Adieu, most common starting word. We have a D today, so adieu, people are happy. We tried drone. And then seedy, I mentioned seedy earlier, and then Teddy. So it gets a 4. Audio is also going to have the D. Right there in the middle. It's going to go sidle, which is a filler, or we could go leads, which is a non-answer. That's interesting. Let's see what sidle does. So from sidle, we just get Teddy right away. It could also be seeded or ended, but those ED words are removed from the answer list. Leads also gets Teddy, so that's quite nice. It gets a 3, whichever one it picks. If we wanted to go for like, hey, maybe we should try to go for a 2, it's going to go something like elder, and it still gets Teddy next. So that green D is very powerful. Stare, another common starting word. We have the T and the E. We're going to test the double T and double E with tenet. That's crazy. And then that just gets us Teddy right away, or something like tempo and then Teddy. Wow, who knew that tenet would be a good second word? And then, what am I doing? After stare, trace tries to get it in 2. Again, tenet. Same thing, tempo Teddy. All right. And then finally, clasp is what the official bot starts with. All gray goes tired. And then we get Teddy right away. So it gets a 3. All right, I'm curious if it would do if the official bot does tired. We're about to check. Let me turn up the screenshot first. All right. This is Teddy. Okay. Did I beat the bot? 94 skill. That's not bad. 81 other people starting with Harry. We've got Stony as by far the most common follow-up. So common letter squad. Study, lousy, money, pesty, dusty. It suggests peony, the flower. Moldy, snowy, and mousy. Is that mousy or mousy? Petty, it gave a 92. It would prefer empty. But petty is the most common follow-up in that situation. Putty, lefty, colty. Interesting. And then Teddy, 99. Only one solution left, and I got it. Okay, some people went Telly. techie. Interesting. There's some reason techie, yeah, techie didn't work because there was a great H, but maybe you're couldn't think of anything. I don't know. All right. Clasp toner time Teddy. Interesting. Okay, so it does not go what the bot went. 0.3 cheater rate for Teddy. 4%, 29%, 70. Wow, look at that jump. 29 to 75.6. 96.5, greater than 99% solve rate. If you're losing on Telly or Teeny or Testy, but not many did. Let's check the non-hard mode. All right, here it is. Give me an 89. It wanted a filler. Mouse is the most common follow-up. So there must be hairy mouse as a start to cover 10 letters. So some people just start with hairy mouse, which is kind of funny. I wonder where that one comes from. And then hairy lousy. Interesting. Louse. Okay. It's not terrible. 2 vowels and then 2 commons. Stony is up there. Money, louse. So louse is a filler. Interesting. Hairy louse. Another 5-word. So instead of mouse, people are doing louse, which I think is better to get the L than the M. But I don't think hairy is all that good in the first place. Okay. But yeah, that's the thing with non-hard mode. Some people do 2-word start, 3-word starts, just boom, boom. Don't even care what the results are, then solve it. Petty gave it 91. They do slate tighter Teddy. There's that tighter word. 0.6 on Teddy. Maybe some people do start with Teddy. 4.2. Maybe people name Teddy. 27.1. Again, a big jump to 70. 93.5. Still haven't seen a greater than 99 on non-hard mode. People losing on the same things. Telly, techie, teeth. Testes down here. All right. Cool. Well, that's it for Wordle. How'd you do? If you'd like to watch the New York Times games, you can click in the middle of the video. It'll take you right there. And if you want to watch any of the videos I made today, there is a pinned comment available down below. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.